with Geoff Boycott for his review of the Ashes series. Geoffrey, England have won 3-1. They've won 3 tests by an innings. Can you believe that they've actually pulled off an achievement quite that comprehensive?
No, I think if you're being honest, I thought before the series there wasn't much to choose between the teams. Might favour Australia because they're playing at home. It's much tougher to beat them in Australia than it is in England. And then when I got to Australia and I'd watched how England had prepared, I thought this time they're prepared very well. 3 proper matches, you know, playing 11 aside. Last time it was a farce, you know, 15 or 16 players, people coming and going, batting and not fielding. That's not the way to prepare for a series, a proper Ashes series. But this time they got focused on everything. They kept their mouth shut, they wouldn't do many interviews, they didn't get into a war of words with the Australian media or anything. They just stayed focused and kept it simple. I thought this is great, so I thought, could go either way, this series. So I think to win, like they have done, is beyond the wildest dreams. Win, yes, it was always possible they could win. Win 3 by an innings, it's never happened before. And then you look back and think, how did we lose at Perth? That must have been a mental aberration. But there's one thing there's 2 things this team has. One is very much it is a team and has been building as a team. They like each other's company, they get on well together, which is a help. And they have character. And that pulls them through. I mean, I think it was character really, that when they lost so badly in Perth and the Aussies were crowing, they were going to bounce England out in Melbourne, weren't they? They weren't too keen on the short ball, England, and this and that, and suddenly England were a poor side, the Aussies were saying. They didn't get sucked into a war of words. They just dug deep and played good cricket in Melbourne and Sydney. And they're not even crowing now, they've won. You know, I wouldn't say they're humble about it, there's no reason to be, they play very well. But they're not getting carried away. They say we've played good, we think we deserve to win, but they're not crowing about it. And I think what they're doing is the right thing, they're letting the performances speak for them. Because if you've played well and so convincingly beat Australia like they have, there's nothing to say. The figures all say it for you.
It looks like they're a team without too many egos, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, what do
We've
you
only got Kevin's. Kevin will have his own wherever. He's a one-off.
But nonetheless, they do. You know, everyone says there's a great quote about it being team spirit being this illusion in victory. It doesn't. They seem to buck that trend, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the beaten Australia all ends up batting, bowling, fielding even. I mean, normally Australians are so athletic and good. They have young guys in the field, they chase everything. But I think England have outdone them. The stopping, the diving and everything. Short extra cover, short mid-wicket, the catching, been brilliant. Pryor's had a brilliant series we had. I think he's missed 1 stumping, that's all. He's caught everything. And that's how he's been keeping wicket for England for a while. He started off not being too clever, but he's just got better and better. And a couple of the catches by Collingwood were outstanding. And you can see they enjoy each other's company. You just got to watch them, not just on the field, watch them off the field, watch the body language. And I think that's a credit to the captain. And some of us think, well, maybe tactically he's not necessarily as good as 1 or 2 others we've had in the past, the Illingworths, you know, Brian Close and Mike Brearley, but the guy's got an ability to pull people together. He's always had that because he's a good guy. He's a really good guy, is Andrew Strauss. He handles the media well, you know, he's pretty honest and open, doesn't get carried away with anything, he doesn't let you put his players down, but he doesn't shout them up, overpraise them. And I think that carries through the team. You know, I always believe in everybody takes the lead from the leader. And his backroom staff have worked well. I think our selectors have done marvellous. The last couple of years, they've been very careful, watching players, studying who to bring into the team. They brought Finn in, they brought Tremlett in, you know, they brought Trott in, haven't they? They brought Bell back when people said he kept getting himself out, and he did. They stuck with Alistair Cook when he was struggling. You can't believe that last year Alistair Cook looked as if he wasn't going to get a run up to the Lord's Test. And many of us were thinking, oh my goodness, you know, do we need to take a third opener? Do we need, you know, is he going to play poorly and we'll need to put somebody else in with the captain? He's played like Wally Hammond nearly, hasn't he? And yeah, I mean, there's been some wonderful performances by them, but I like their attitude. I like the way they play together, and I like the no-nonsense, straightforward, don't get carried away.
What about Paul Collingwood? He's obviously retired from Test cricket now. His numbers weren't great, 83 runs in the series, but as everyone says, it's been more than just numbers with him. How are England going to miss him in Test cricket?
Oh, look, it's always sad when any player goes. But we've all got a finite time. If I'd have been him, I would have advised him not to make a decision until maybe next summer. See how he felt. I mean, at the moment, he's not made any runs. He's a bit down about his batting. And you begin to have doubts then and think, can I do it? You know, am I up for the challenge? All I would say to anybody is when you get out of bed on a morning, do you want to go to the cricket? Do you feel like batting? Do you feel like playing cricket? When that goes, then it is time to give it away. Now, if it's form, purely form, can't get wickets, can't make runs, that can be temporary. I mean, he's had quite a good career. He's a very fit lad and he catches well, he feels well athletically, so that's not a problem just because he's 34. It's whether he really feels he wants to do all the hard yards, the hard work. And he obviously feels he doesn't. He's come to a point. If it was just form, I'd have said to him, wait till next year. You know, see if your form returns, see if you've got the appetite for it. But it must be, I haven't spoken to him, it must be that he feels, no, this is the time to go, I've had enough. It is hard getting up every morning. It is hard practicing and working. But he's been a good cricketer. He's a good example for any youngster who's not exceptionally talented, has got some talent, but is prepared to work at it. Because he's not the most aesthetic or pleasing batsman on the eye, but he's gutsy, determined. And I've always believed that cricket should be a lot about character as well as ability. And I'd tell any kid, watch Collingwood. You know, he's not had as much ability as some, but by God, he's made the most of it, doesn't he?
What about Australia? Where do they go from here?
Who the hell cares? Who cares? What about England? More about England. What can we do next? Win the World Cup. England have never won a World Cup, not a 50 overs. We've just won the 2020. Now, when you get to short overs, it can be that there's a bit of luck in it. But I thought England were the best side in the 2020 World Cup in West Indies. They were by far the best fielding side, best everything. And I think they're on a par with India. It's in their country, and Sri Lanka will be tough to beat. But I think they've got a good shout for the World Cup, put it that way. I don't say they're better than India or Sri Lanka, but they're in there with a good shout, so focus on that.
We've seen England get a team that's close to #1 ranking in 2005, of course, but we know that they lost key players at key moments. Does this one give you more confidence that they've got what it takes to really push on and be the best in the world?
I think it's about desire and ambition. And it seems from talking to these players and the background stuff that they want to be #1. Now India have got it at the moment. The great thing is India come to England in July, in the middle of our summer. Now they're a good team. Oh yes. You know, they used to say before they weren't this or that, but they are a very good side now. Still got top batsmen, Tendulkar, Lakshman, you know, Gambia, you know, Sehwag, there's some top players. They've got some bowlers now who are used to English conditions as well. Zahir Khan's played a lot at Worcester, you know, Srisant has played. These are guys that have played in England. So Harbhajan's played, and I think that'll be a cracking series. Now that's a big one, and then the year after that, South Africa come to England. So in the next just over a year, that 1, 2, 3 could change.
And I do feel obliged to ask one question about the Australians, and
go on then.
Interesting one.
If you really do, must.
Michael Clarke has just stood down from the 2020 captaincy. Now everyone is talking about whether Australia have the right calibre of player coming through to be Test cricketers. Do you think this is a sort of example that he might be able to set, say, look, there is still a case for Test cricket being the most important thing in this country. Do you think more people should follow suit and try and be first-class specialists rather than 2020 specialists?
I've never thought Michael Clarke was a 2020 player. 2020's crash bang wallop, let's face it. It's like, it's a form of baseball. You've got 20 times 6 balls, 120 balls, and you've got to try and hit as many as you can out of the park. That's really what it is. There is some skill in it, and there is some chance. But it's not quite the same skill, and not the same type of skill as Test match cricket. And so you get guys who are big and strong and heavy bats, can miss hit things for 6, who wouldn't survive in Test match cricket against quality bowling. I mean, nobody has to duck a bouncer in 2020. I mean, you roughly know where it's coming, like baseball. And it's just, how far can you hit it? So it has a different type of skill. I don't see Michael Clarke as a type of guy to hit it. He's a finesse player, beautiful touch player. I think it's a smart move. If I'd have been him, I wouldn't have played 2020 at all. I don't think he's brought up for that. But I don't really care where Australia go. Well done, England. Fantastic.
That's a beautiful way to finish.